Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I was steeping my tea. Cheers. I hope everyone is well. Happy Friday. As promised, we are continuing on yesterday's journey of watercolor mixed media mushroom fantabulousness. That was a random choice of words. Oh my god, I just realized I don't have any water. That's fine, we don't need it right this second. Good morning, Kat. I hope you are well. Happy Friday. Actually, I should go and grab some. I'm gonna go grab my waters for my various things. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Okay, we've got water. Now I believe we have all the things, but who knows? We might not. I might realize halfway through this that I don't. And I'm gonna have to run off again. But I do think that now I have everything that we need in order to get the job done. But, so, I think the plan for today is ink the projects. This is now dry. The other thing I want to do actually, and then once the ink is dry, I want to actually flip this over and do sort of like a light wash on the back. I've never attempted that before, but I assume it's possible. Just because I want there to be some sort of visual interest on the back of the thing as well. Because as you can see on this keychain, like it looks really cute on the front, but the back is just like plain white with like nothing going on. And yeah, so I want to try to get more visual interest happening on the back of the project as well. We're having an auntie from our apartment, one called me. Oh no, really? I'm losing my mind. They're like in our bathroom too. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. Yeah, we have some, to be fair, they're okay right now, but it seems to come in waves. So this was like a few months ago before my parents left. I think it was actually the day we were dropping my parents off at the airport. I noticed so many ants in our kitchen. They weren't even on the countertops. They were just like on the floor. And I was freaking out. But we have like ant traps and stuff. But you could just wet the whole thing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I think as well too, because we're eventually going to cut all of these out. So it'll be like, okay, this whole thing will look like something. And then you'll just get like a little random piece of visual interest on there. There's no closet and bathroom. That's really strange. You wonder if like there's an entrance point there, but then you're like, okay, to what? That's frustrating though. In your ear. That's the thing. Like I'm pretty like copacetic with bugs. You know what I mean? Ants though, it's like when there's lots of them. I think that's what it is. When there's like a cluster of them. If I see a one-off spider somewhere, I'm like, me and you, we're just gonna, you know what I mean? Like just vibe out here. Like don't get in each other's way. Do whatever. That's what it must be. It must be something gross happening in one of the other units for that to be happening in those specific areas of your place. I don't know enough about like ants and things like that to have to know how it works. But that's really frustrating. Is that something then that you're in charge of solving yourselves? Or is that then something that like your landlord then... I would assume it's a landlord thing, but I'm sure there's stuff you can do in the meantime because I don't know, like landlords might be able to be like, oh yeah, we can come and sort it out like on Tuesday or whatever, and you still have multiple days of dealing with it until they can come to like alleviate the problem, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's really annoying. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is, again, fix this camera. And then we're going to, I'm gonna get ant spray. Yeah, I have traps out, but I keep killing them, so I'm not sure they're making it back to the nest. Right, Yeah. Yeah, no, like the traps seem to work for us, but again, they seem to just be in a general area. So yeah, it's interesting. Like maybe they're, like you said, they're going into the trap, but then they're going like on their own little adventure, which is then, yeah, it's not working the way you want it to. Maybe here. Sure, something like that. I'm a scary finger god to them. You're like, dun, 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 dun. You can just picture them being like, no. Yeah, no. That's so funny. Okay, so yeah, I think what we're just gonna do, we're gonna sketch everything, we're gonna ink the stuff, see how it turns out, and then we will erase the pencil lines. And then we'll flip this side over and do sort of like a, yeah, we'll do some sort of a wash of sorts on here. I'm not super steady with my inking skills yet, I don't think, because I feel like with pencil, with sketching, you can sort of like make little lines and then, I don't know, like you can sort of refine it, whereas I almost feel like with pen ink you have to be a lot smoother and like more precise with your application, and I don't know, I don't feel like I'm there yet. I made it a goal today because I feel like yesterday, like I was in a good, like a decent, okay mood, but it took a while to get there, and part of it was I think I spent like too long sitting on the sofa yesterday, so I made it my goal to just like not sit down today, like not sit down, but not sit on the comfy sofa and get pulled into its vortex. Because what was happening is like I would spend a lot of time sitting on the sofa in front of the TV just to spend the evening sitting on the sofa in front of the TV. So I was like, I need to switch it up and do something a little different. So I made sure like I sat at the table to eat my lunch instead of on the sofa, and I was like outside today doing some work. Liam gave me a task because I have an ability to hyper focus and enjoy really like mundane, repetitive, silly tasks. And so we had like in our garage, the door installed, and there's, you know how there's like, I don't know, like stickers that cover certain products to like make them like to help with scratches and things like that. Well, they never pulled off like the protective stickers on one of the pieces of the door. And Liam tried to pull it off, and it was just coming off in little tiny pieces. And he was like, this is going to be a real pain in the ass. And he goes, hey, you like random silly little tasks like this? And I was like, I'm down. So I just like put on some podcasts and just like sat there and like peeled off this sticker for like 3 hours. Which maybe wasn't like helpful in terms of my sitting position with like my neck and stuff. But for everything else, I think it went well. But now the sticker is off. So, job well done. Mission accomplished. Shadow wasn't helpful at one point though, because I was pulling off this sticker and then he wanted to play, and so I'm sitting down on the floor and he keeps bringing his football and bringing it over to me, but he doesn't bring it over to me, he basically brings it into me. So the amount of times he was smacking this football on my back being like, you should play with me. I'm like, listen sir, I'm kind of in the middle of something here. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. There we go. Sorta, kinda. There's the first one. I do like the look of this though. I do like the way this technique turned out. Again, Now I think it's my, like, inking skill that is now up for debate. But that's okay. That's fine. We'll just keep doing that. And then, like I said, we'll do this, leave the ink to dry for a little bit, because the last thing I would want is to flip this over and then just have everything get smudged. That would be really frustrating. So I think we'll wait for a little bit. We'll probably do some more sketching, because we have a whole other pad over here to draw and doodle on and stuff. So I'm thinking do that, and then flip it over to do some sort of interesting thing on the back of this. And then once that's dry, we cut them out and stick them into the keychains. I don't know if we'll stick all of these in keychains. It'll be the ones that, like, I decide will sort of make the final cut, I think. Like this one I think is okay, but then like other ones I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about these guys, like some of the other ones, but who knows. You love the first one? Excellent. I'm glad. I do think I do really like this technique and how this turned out. I think the next step with these is, like, again, figuring out learning how to do different colors. I've got to practice my color mixing, that's for sure. So maybe we'll try to do a little bit of that today as well. But yeah. Took Shadow for a walk today, and we have like an alleyway behind our house, and so that's usually like the quieter spot, so we go for a walk there. But the exit out of the alleyway on one of the sides, it's quite narrow. Like, you can probably get like a small car down there, but like big cars and whatever, like that would be really difficult. And so we're walking up there, and I've talked about him before, but there's this orange cat who's like the kingpin of the alleyway. I don't know who he belongs to, but he just lives in the alleyway, and all the residents seem to know that like he is the king of the alleyway. And so we came in over to him, and Shadow noticed him before I did, but luckily I noticed him and noticed why Shadow was barking before it became a problem. And he was just like chilling towards the end, and like he has no fear. Like some cats in the neighborhood, like Shadow will bark at them and they'll kind of run away, which again sets Shadow off more, but they sort of back off. Whereas Ginger Cat doesn't give a shit, right? He's like, I'm here, you move. And so I was like, damn it, okay. So I held on to Shadow, basically put myself between Shadow and the cat, and we were able to walk across no problem. But like, this is a cat that has like booped Shadow in the nose before, so I don't know why Shadow still thinks he can like go to bat with him, you know what I mean? I'm like, sir, you need to calm down. We had a ginger cat and they never give a shit. That's interesting. It must be like whatever sort of breed that cat is, they're just bred to not give a fuck. He would just fall in front of your feet while you were walking, like he was begging to be stepped on. He's like, try it and see what happens. That's so silly. I do think some of these need like, this is when it all sort of like goes to shit. So this is kind of okay. That's not bad. I don't hate that. Okay, cool. He was a sweet little baby boy. Yeah. Aww. Yeah, I don't know, like, because I have never come across this cat by myself. Like, there's like a street that I walk past when I'm going to the chiropractor and things. And there's like 3 or 4 cats that live there. And so the one time I was walking by, Shadow wasn't with me and a cat was there, and I just like said hi to it. It came over and like received the pets, whatever, but I've never like walked by myself and saw the ginger cat, so I have no idea if he has any interest in like human affection or if he's just like a grump, you know? Okay. I do wonder with like the fly agaric mushrooms if it might be worth like adding another level of mixed media with them and only focusing on like doing this sort of bleeding technique with the red and then actually going in. I know one of the things I talk about is like the gouache, which is like the paint version, but I don't know if I trust myself with the paint. Maybe like a pencil crayon or something like that, like just to get a bit more, I don't know, just like to get some color like for the white spots on the mushroom, because like I can kind of differentiate it, but it kind of, I'm noticing like the ink on the red is kind of just giving like strawberry vibes, like little strawberry seeds as opposed to like dots, and I do think that the component that's missing from that is like the fact that they're white instead of just like the same color, but I don't know, we'll see. I think some of these I need to add texture too. This girl does stuff with gouache from time to time. Oh, cute. Oh, I love it. See what I mean? There's something about people who work with like watercolors and gouache and stuff like that that are just like so aesthetically pleasing. Like they definitely, I don't know. It seems like cozy vibes and watercolor paint seem to like go hand in hand. I'll have to take a look at them. Yeah, she looks it. Yeah, watercolor. They do a lot of like drawing challenges from memory and stuff. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I'll have to check them out. Oh no, I think I hate this guy. Okay, that's too much ink, that's fine. I might need to invest in like thinner like ink pens or whatever. She seems pretty big in Australia, does designers. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I do think that my ink nib is like too fat for some of these things. That's okay. We're working on it. We're working through it. It's fine. Make sure that no, there's enough light. That could also be it. I might need more light. Yeah, I don't know why. The ink part seems scarier to me than the watercolor part. But yeah. We'll see. I think because the thing too is like, because I feel like this pen, the ink flows better when it's like on its side, when it's not up and down. But I feel like when it's on its side, it's like thicker. Like the flow of ink is fatter, which is not always the desired effect that I want. Oh well, we're just going with it. We're just going with the flow. It's fine. The problem with this, I'm like, I feel like I'm in a hyper focused state. I'm like, I gotta focus. Can't talk, too busy trying not to fuck this up. Alright, that one's not bad. That one's a bit harder to see from a distance. But yeah. We don't hate it. I do think that the first one is the best, like my favorite one so far. I'm very intrigued to see how the bouquet of weens turns out. I'm a bit concerned. I think we're just embracing the fact that that's what it's gonna look like, and that's just the way it is, you know? The wingcat, yeah. The wingcat, the winky, the bouquet. I'm trying to make these lines as like thin as possible. Kind of. That's all right then. And this guy is kind of like shading, so I feel like it can be a bit thicker. Same with to be like, okay, if these lines are sort of the thicker lines, then the thinner lines will be like more obvious. I don't know if I'm imagining this. I should have looked it up because I was gonna Google like shading with like line art. And for some reason I feel like, because instead of doing like just a solid line, I feel like a lot of times shadows are indicated with like line art by like little tiny slashes and things like that. I don't know if I'm completely misunderstanding that. But it just looks, I don't know, I feel like it looks better than just like a solid black line to be like, this is a shade, you know? I swapped out my overhead lights yesterday because one was blinking. Now they are too bright and I have them turned off with just my lamp on. Oh, it's so cozy. That's nice. Yeah, it's always interesting trying to find the right light balance for what you want, you know? Hi, Aurora. Good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are good. So this one we're a bit concerned about, I think, because I don't quite remember what this is supposed to look like. I remember the first one turned out, like the front half turned out really good. The bottom half, not so much. I'm not even entirely sure if I can still see these lines here. But that's okay. Again, if it doesn't work out, then we're not going to use it. So we're just, you know, we're learning. This was the first sort of line, and then we have not sure, but we're just gonna go with it. They're just kind of meant to look like coral. So I think as long as it kind of does that, I guess we're achieving what we're doing. Yeah, the slashy thing. It is actually a thing, right? I'm not imagining that, or is it not real? Am I making that up? I feel like I have the urge to put one more, like, line, but I think I'm gonna leave it because I'm worried about kind of like overdoing it. I'm Shadow Rough Night. No, really? Yeah, that's what they think if you're shading. Poor Bubba. Hashes. Okay, that is actually a thing. Okay, I'm not imagining it. No, I was very vomity yesterday. No. Oh, that's so frustrating. That's so annoying because I feel like he gets in these phases where he's making such good strides and it just seems like not too long after some absolute nonsense. That's frustrating. Yes, honestly, you know what? I think he does it on purpose. Truly. He's like, listen. That's so annoying. Yeah, because did he head out today? We're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave it. Honestly. Be like, listen, you're supposed to be like this when daddy's home and mom's away. That's when you're supposed to be a tiny terror. None of this, you know, come on. Where's the equality? All right, guys, it's time. It's time for the ween-K, the bouquet of weens, which are actually stinkhorn mushrooms. I was debating this, so this could go one of two ways. This could actually go terribly, but I'm wondering if, because on the, where is it? 221. So on this, there's like a sort of like texture variation here. And so I'm wondering if trying to add that texture like with the pen lines will work, or if that'll make it worse. I guess there's only one way to find out. But we'll see. Yeah, earlier hours this morning, we had friends stay over too. Apparently there was a fire alarm at the airport which delayed their flight. Wonder if they could have a lay-in. That's so funny. I can't take that photo seriously. I know. Listen, sometimes mushrooms be looking like dicks. Like there's nothing we can do about it. It'll just be a fun inside joke and people will think it's hilarious and it'll be fine. That's all we can hope for, you know? Okay. Yeah, because I was seeing, because I know there's a bunch of fires happening, like in different places in Europe, especially Greece. Actually, where my friends, like where our friends are supposed to be getting married in September in Rhodes, it's currently on fire. Though I guess where they are planning to get married is like the northernmost part of this island, this Greek island of Rhodes, and all the fires are happening on the southern point. But it's still a little bit concerning. I know like certain places have like Jet2 and Blue, like TUI and stuff like that have suspended their like flights to that place. But I think there is you know what I mean? Like it's one of those where I think they've just suspended it until kind of like the first week of the month. And so they're not getting married until September. So there is a good chance that like everything will be fine. I think it's just, yeah, it's just because it's been so hot there. It's been like 45, 47 degrees or some bullshit out there. And then it's like, you know, it takes somebody like not putting out their cigarette butt properly and the whole thing goes up in flames. You know what I mean? So I don't know why. Like, I'm not sure what the reason is like of it for, but there's people that have been evacuated, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I really hope that whatever it is, like, will get under control so that, you know, they can do the wedding that they want, you know? I know, like, Liam and I were planning on booking, like, our flights and accommodations and stuff like that in the next little while. But I wonder if we need to, like, hold out for a minute before we can do that. Though I would assume because we're booking so far, like, I say so far, it's only in a couple months, so far in advance that there, like, won't be any problems. Okay. Do we think that this will look less phallic if we try to put texture on the tip? I don't know. Maybe, okay, we'll try with pencil first. Let's attempt with pencil to see how this will look, and then if it doesn't look awful, then we will proceed with the ink. Yeah. Well, technically it is a fungus, so, you know, that would actually maybe be more accurate. I'm not sure. I don't know, man. If anything, I think it might just, like, trigger people's, like, trichotillomania if they have it. Just be a bunch of, like, tiny holes. Let's add texture. Yeah, I feel like... What's the worst that could happen? It can't look any more phallic than it already does, right? Yeah, I don't know. Jury's out. We're just gonna Okay, let's pull up the reference image just to see if we can make it, yeah. Okay. Just like, I don't know. I don't know. Now we're just, yeah, honestly. Bleh. To be fair, I did add like little lines here to make it look like dirt, but I don't know if that helped. I don't know if it helps. Okay, come on, don't, okay. It just kind of looks now like there's pubes on the tip. Like, that's kind of what you know, but it's fine. We've already committed. We've committed. It's happening. It's fine. It is what it is. There we go. Maybe. To be fair, I do think it does kind of help. It does help a tiny bit. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You know, it's fine. They're not the worst. They're not the worst. They're not the best. They're not the worst. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I do think so far, I like the idea. Like, this one's my favorite so far. I like this one. This one's not bad. I do think we could probably do better with the gradient. I do like this one, though I do think that my line art's a bit, like, thick. This one's just hilarious. There's no two ways about it. Okay. So the puffball is going to be interesting, because I think I basically need to draw the spikes and then just make sure it kind of ends up in a circle, because I feel like drawing a circle then putting the spikes on top of it's not really going to make sense. So I do think we just need to just go forth and make the spikes, I guess. At least the nice thing about this is I can like tilt the paper to make sure that my spikes are like a little bit more accurate in terms of their like positioning. We'll see. We'll see. Just be like, spin it around. Go, spinning around. Move out of my way. I know you're feeling me 'cause Would you like it like this? Okay. Okay. Cool. And we just keep spinning. It's funny because I feel like this one was kind of like one that I did on a whim. We were just like going through the book trying to like find different things to make instead of just like all these bonnets and stuff. But I feel like I actually really like this one. This weekend, I'm actually going shopping on Saturday for jewelry to go with the wedding outfits that I bought for, well, the one I made, which I think I have to make an adjustment to. And then, yeah. So going to the mall tomorrow to get, to hopefully find the accessories to go with my various outfits. I don't know why, but like I'm stressed, not stressed, but yeah, kind of stressed about like not finding things to complete the outfits. Yeah, I decided on one of the belts that I got, and so I want to try to get earrings that are sort of, because it's kind of like a brushed gold color. So I'm hoping that I can find like kind of long-ish earrings that are also of the brushed color. And then I have another one that I'm planning on wearing, and my mom put this into my brain of like matching it with like gold jewelry with like pearls and stuff. And one, I don't own like any gold jewelry, so that's the other thing. Is part of the reason is because I just don't own gold. So I'm trying to get like gold colored things because I don't have them in my possession. I have so much jewelry, so you would think I would, but I do not. But yeah, so doing that, and then on Sunday, no plans until the evening when I'm gonna be over on Saul's channel doing the Master Debaters at 8 p.m. UK time. Me and Naomi Crafts are going head to head in a battle of debate. So that'll be interesting. There's gonna be like different rounds and stuff too. Saul was explaining it to me, and I was like, this is wild. This isn't just like two people like debate, like, you know, it's not like, this isn't your average debate class, you know what I mean? Like, this is gonna have like different categories, different whatevers. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm very excited. But yeah, but other than that, not really. I'm gonna take Shadow to the forest tomorrow before I leave him to go to the mall. But yeah, should be fun. And yeah, hopefully I come across what I want. I have to put my dress, like the one that we made, I have to put that on and just check, because I do think, you know, what is it we called them? I kept calling them the pit flaps, but I think they're called the gussets or something. Basically we made like little triangles because the dress was like cut really low in the armpits. And I do think that one of them, because I made the strap on the neck like stationary, I think that might have messed with something on the bodice, because I noticed when I put on, like, you can still see my bra on one of the sides. So I think I have to put everything on and then like figure out how high up I need to raise the armpit flaps. So that's another thing I have to do. Because I do really want, and I do think I will be able to wear this dress to the one wedding. But I just want to make sure it is appropriate. So I do think I have to make some adjustments to it. There always just feels like there always is like a little thing. Like I don't feel like it's done. Like I can just wear it and it be all hunky-dory and stuff like that. Which is a little bit annoying because I just have, like, it's just more time to do things, but it shouldn't take too long. I think it's only one side, so I think I just need to put it on, get Liam to pin the section for me, and then I can like seam rip it and then sew it to where that line is. But yeah. I feel like probably more shading could happen with this, but I don't know. I don't know. It's fine. I don't quite know how I would. So I'm just not going to. There's my hash shading. I quite like that, actually. But yeah, something feels like it's missing here, and I don't know what it is. Maybe like here? Maybe I need like... Maybe. Kind of. Not bad. Okay, so here's the first... Here's them all inked up. So we're gonna wait for that to dry. Then we're gonna erase the lines. Though I'm sure it's probably already dry. Let's erase the lines. There was a thing that the woman that I was watching the tutorials are said that like it was really difficult to erase pencil lines on stuff like this. But I don't seem to have any issue with it. I think maybe the concern is like, oh, you might take off like a layer of paint or whatever while you're doing it. But I feel like because I want this to, I don't know, like almost look a little bit lighter and duller, it kind of doesn't bother me if that happens. You know what I mean? Though it does seem like this pencil line isn't coming off. It's just the one with the outline, so I'm not that concerned about it. But that's interesting. I wonder if the longer you leave it, the more difficult it is to remove the pencil lines. That could be something. But yeah. Maybe it is difficult to remove pencil lines. Because I feel like last time I did everything quite quickly. Maybe you can't. Maybe everything has to happen right away. I don't think it's not. I don't know. I don't know. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. Hello. How you doing, Shadow? Oh yeah, I think I wanted to have like... There we go. I'll leave that for a bit. But yeah, I'm interested to see how that guy's gonna turn out because he has a lot of pencil on him. So does this one, actually. I swear the men in this office have one brain cell they trade between them. Oh my god, I wouldn't be surprised. It's also Friday, so I feel like people have checked out before they've even started their days. Yeah, these lines here are pretty... Though, I don't know, it doesn't look terrible that these lines are still kind of around. I don't know. Yeah, the lines don't seem to be erasing, which is a predicament now. So we may have to troubleshoot that moving forward. Oh no, it seems to be getting there. I don't know. It's like in moments it's like not happening, and then in other moments it is happening. So I don't know. Also, has been assumed a company with a similar name to another one was the same company, added it to their account, and started charging their card. No! That's not good. That's not good. I'm sure the company was like, da fuck, you know? Okay, those line marks, those pencil lines aren't coming off. So that sort of, not like ruins it, but it's different. That changes things. I do think the texture helps with the bouquet of weens. It looks a little bit less so now, which is nice. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the pencil lines are just sort of like still there. Hopefully there's like enough going on that it doesn't look too messed up, that they're there, but we charged them like $700 and they were like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm sure. And it's also a good thing that they checked, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure some companies would just like not even realize, and they'd be like, oh, that's weird, like weeks later. Whereas they're probably like, excuse me, that is inappropriate. I do think that this is kind of like it's taking off a layer of, not a whole layer, but taking off paint in some sections when I'm erasing it, but it doesn't, I don't know, it's not like a bad thing. It's not, yeah, we're not mad about it. We do need to erase this guy too. So I think maybe moving forward I need to add less, do less lines, or do like fainter lines. The only problem with that though is that the lines already felt pretty faint and I had a hard time seeing them. So that might complicate things in the future. We might only have to be, we might only be able to do basic looking mushrooms because those will be the only ones that I can do without putting like extensive pencil lines on the page. But that's okay. So now that's dry. I think we should just, if I tape this down and we just do like a basic wash on the back, just to, I don't know, not like a basic wash, but do like some sort of gradient of some kind. Just so that, again, there's something interesting happening on the back of the paper and it's not just happening on the front. Just some more visual interest. probably clean up some of these pencil shavings. I guess as long as they're all just like chilling in the same area, it should be okay. Alright. Yeah, that's what I was checking too. I think I'm really close to the edge and I'm about to break. But yeah, I was a bit concerned about that, but I don't think... Yeah, I think we're okay. Knock on wood. If anything, I don't know. There might just be that there might be some white space. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There might just be like a tiny bit of white space, but I tried to do the same thing. If anything, I think it's very similar to this layout. So I think my margins might actually be a little bit smaller than the ones that are on the previous side, but we'll see. We'll find out when we do this. So what do we want to do? I think maybe we just... I don't know. Maybe we do like the whole thing orange and then we like blob and splash different colors all along it and just see what that does. I guess we could have done like a gradient, but or what if I grab this, put this on here? So I can move this up a little bit so we can see what's going on. Whoop! Ow. The problem with this is it does run the risk of it drying before we have a chance to really do anything with it. Though, I guess we can always, like, wait for it to dry a little bit and then add more another time. Oh. I think someone's having playtime upstairs. Or not. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's neighborhood watch, my mistake. Shadow's on neighborhood watch duty. Yeah? Did you save the day again, Shadow? I do realize that we are gonna cut all of these pieces apart, so like to do just kind of like a gradient on the back of the project across the whole thing, we might not really see anything. Like, I don't know, like the variations and the differences might not matter as much. Oh wow, that's very bright. But I don't know, we'll see. All we can do is try. And if anything, it just means that there's just a different color on the back of here, and that's okay. Because that's just mainly what the goal is is to have something different happening on here that wasn't before. Or just instead of plain yellow, like just plain white. We're also checking to see too, like, if this causes problems on the back. As long as you, yeah, thank you, Aurora. Exactly, exactly. As long as we're having fun, it's all about the journey. We'll see how it goes. Honestly, I do find the watercolor process interesting in a fun way. I am enjoying it. So now let's, I don't know. Let's just put every single color on the page in some capacity and see what happens. And then maybe what'll happen is like, because I think things will sort of like bleed and move and stuff, and then if not, we maybe could do like a wash of color like all over, like, or not a wash of color, just a wash of water over everything, just to sort of see what happens. Because I do think parts of the page are like more wet than other sides. You should get some of my own. Yeah, you should. You should. Definitely. Kat stuck some of hers in there the other day and it was so fun. It was so cool to look at. I think I said especially because I didn't do a lot of like visual art stuff. I'm fascinated by like visual artists. I just think like, I don't know, everyone is so talented. Even people that are like trying art for the first time, like, I don't know, man. I'm fascinated by a lot of like just any sort of artist in general. Like people who just like create, whether it's for themselves, whether it's for other people. I'm just like, damn, I'm like just in awe of you. Shadow felt that the neighborhood was officially protected. He could come back into the fold. He's like, I'm ready to come back in the house and be chill. How do I say that? I'm not sure. Yeah, you gonna be chill, Shadow. He's like, never. I am most dramatic puppy dog in all the land. Now the question is, well, it's not a question, it's more of a, not a concern, I don't know. I'm like, maybe we just leave this as a bunch of interesting little dots. Or we just, I don't know. Or maybe we, like, flood it, do maybe half with water. Like, we'll do, like, a little snippet just to see what happens. Just to see what it looks like. And then the rest we can sort of leave in this, like, terrazzo sort of look. I don't know. I feel like I'm also running out of space to put colors. Should I try brush marking? Is that just like a dry brush? Like dry brushing sort of thing? Or like doing it with water? Like rectangles. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like just with the brush, just to see what happens. Yes. I like that idea. Doing it with water. Okay, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think that's what I want to do, is just kind of get all of the different colors on the page and then just kind of like, yeah, mess around with the water and the brushes and just see what happens. But I like that too, instead of just like painting the whole thing with water, being a bit more like strategic with the placement of it. That's a good idea. Okay, maybe we add one more color, because I think all the browns just are gonna like, I don't know, potentially dullen things. So we're just gonna, I know it feels counterintuitive. I feel like this is like a very nature-y based thing. So maybe it's in our best interest to have sort of more neutral colors to tie everything down, but that's boring. Okay. Cool. All right. Maybe we do like the small brush for this. Or I have this like funky fan brush that I've not used. Ha ha! Let's see what happens when we use this guy. Because it's kind of too big to stick in any of the pans to do anything substantial with. So maybe we do the substantial things with this. Hee hee. Perhaps, perhaps. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. I like that there's still like distinct dots of color in and amongst the swirls. In and amongst the swirliness. Ooh. Cool. Okay, I think we leave this to dry because we don't want to do too much with it. And then maybe the next set on the back of them, we again will try a different technique. I don't know if we'll get to like the full extent of things, but we'll wait for this to dry and then we'll unearth it, cut out the pieces, just see what everything ends up looking like, and then determine. I guess the other option, you know, we could stick them all in keychains, and then the ones that people don't like, they don't like, you know what I mean? All right. Now we need to draw some more mushrooms. Get reference. my pencil? Right here. Oh, geez, Scoop. I think of the ones that we drew. I like the sort of first one the best. I don't know, actually. I think, like, the Fly Agaric one is, like, the most iconic looking one. So this one feels like the most aesthetically pleasing. But as of right now, I don't know. I like brackets. I think brackets are really cool. Though I have yet to be able to identify one of the ones that are, like, in my forest because they're so, like, old and stuff. But the ones that just, like, grow on trees and they get, like, they almost don't even look like they're mushrooms when they're, like, really old and stuff. I find those interesting. But yeah. I don't know yet. I feel like I've not experienced enough. I've not experienced enough of them. Oh, we should try to do a morel mushroom. That one's gonna be tricky though. I feel like that is like the sort of texture I was trying to do on the bouquet of weens, on the stinkhorns. But I think we can probably attempt this. I think turkey tails are fun too. I think because I see a lot of turkey tails in the forest that I go to. Another one that I want to try to draw, if anything, it's more just for the colors that we can do with them. Oh, we also need to try color mixing. That is one thing I want to try to do. I think we need to try to make like a purple or something. But there's one that sort of has like a blue cap to it. Can I remember the name of it? Absolutely not. Let me just cycle through here. No. I saw somewhere about, oh really? Oh, like 60 quid-ish. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Ooh. Maybe. Maybe. That would be fun. No, I can't find it. Where is it? It was like a blue color. Let me see if I can find it. Based on the identification. Probably not. Oh no, it's like... Listen. It's one of these guys. It's up here somewhere, and it's like a bluish color. These ones are purpley, but yeah, so I do want to make a purpley one, but I do these guys. They're like aniseed funnels. No, so apparently, though I'm sure that's a thing, yeah. But yeah, this is based on the book that I saw. You can't really see it in this light, but they're an aniseed, so they have like a blue-green color, and we have sort of like a blue-green-ish color here. So this is sort of more like a brown, and then that's a bit more of like a blue-green. So that's kind of cool. So I think that might be an interesting color palette to attempt to recreate. Honestly, these mushrooms just have the same shape as like every other mushroom I seem to be drawing so far. So I think we can do that, but I think I want to let's try to do the morel mushroom first, and then we can go from there. I think I need to start like eating more mushrooms. I feel like that's not something that is in my day-to-day food routine. It's actually really interesting timing because one of the podcasts I listened to, they actually had the director of the documentary Fantastic Fungi on Netflix, which I haven't watched yet. I think maybe I need to do that. And that was cool. That was just like perfect timing because I'm currently on like in my mushroom phase. That was interesting. He seems like a right old hippie, but that makes sense to me. I feel like a lot of documentary filmmakers kind of are. At least like nature documentary people. I feel like they have to be a little bit hippy dippy to do what they do. Okay. Basic enough. But the next step is trying to do like a network of holes, essentially. That's the part that I think is going to be confusing. See, I'm kind of torn with eating mushrooms because I hate to take them away from their habitat. Oh! That's a fair point. That's actually a very fair point, considering that, like, especially things like, I think mycelium are like a type of fungi, and mycelium systems are the things that like connect trees and they're able to talk to each other. Did you learn that from the Netflix show? That's interesting. So I think I need to watch it. So maybe it's not a problem that I'm not actively consuming mushrooms. Yeah, because you're like, you want them to be able to continue to do their job almost. That's a fair point. I didn't even consider that as an option, but I think that that's a very fair point. So this all just seems like, as long as there's a fine... This is going to be tedious as frick, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think I need to adjust the camera though, because we moved things. That's a bit better, maybe. I don't know. There we go. Oh, whatever. But yeah, I feel like it's just, there's almost like an even connection of, this is a trichotillomania trigger. And again, it looks like, I don't know, it looks okay. I don't know if this is then too many. Maybe. What if I try making these circles just like a little bit bigger? I know you guys can't actually see what's going on because it's too far away, but... Here, what if we're gonna have to move the camera again. It's fine. We can see a little bit more of what's going on. Perhaps. Sort of, kind of, maybe. Okay. So maybe, because I was doing quite small holes for the size, so I wonder if I can get away with making them just like a smidge bigger. I think that that might be the right idea. If you just like stay put, that would be fabulous. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think this is a better move. Okay, interesting. I think this one, not unfortunately, but I do think that this one's also going to rely a lot on shading in order to kind of like get the point across. Though there are other mushrooms that don't necessarily have like crevices or whatever. Um, yeah, definitely. I tried a little bit of that, but yeah, it was more like the entire... Did I do just a section? Kind of, actually. I did that yesterday where, with one of them, where I wet only the center and did the technique and then only did the outside because I was trying to do, or was that just wet the entire time? I can't remember. But yeah. Like almost trying to achieve the technique from just within the mushroom. That might work. If I can do like little... It's definitely like a thing of controlling the amount. Like it's still something I think I'm learning in terms of like the amount of water to use to get it to like bleed the amount that I want to and then maintain its kind of shape in other ways. Like the other times. Okay. Morel mushroom. Check. Now let's try this anise seed. Something. So this just kind of will look like any other mushroom, it seems. I'm more used to painting, like I'm painting with acrylic. Yeah. I think that was my only sort of experience with painting as well. Like the fact that I didn't even think that like you would need 2 different cups of water with watercolors. One is to like wet your, like to clean your brushes, and the other one is to like get the amount of water you want to activate the certain colors. And once I learned it, I was like, oh yeah, duh, that makes tons of sense. But at the time I was like, I would have never thought. Like I got my 1 cup of water and I was like, I'm gonna paint. And then they were like, you need 2 cups of water. And I was like, oh, I understand, kind of. So that was interesting. So this one... sort of like that. Maybe. But yeah, I feel like I kind of, not like bit off more than I can chew, but I'm definitely like learning multiple skills at once. Like I'm learning how to draw. Booty booty boo boo. But yeah, I feel like I'm sort of learning like a couple different things right now. Oh, what's It is the every battle cry that every 2000s Disney kid is aware of. Right? You're just like, you just know. You just know. But yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm kind of like learning and understanding drawing and like how to shade and like how to create movement and all that stuff that I like never really knew anything about or like ever took the time to do. And then I'm like, okay, and then I also want to add like watercolor on top of that. And I think too, like there seems to be, from my understanding, like there's a difference between drawing with like sketching, like drawing with pencil, and then drawing with like ink or markers or something like that. Like there's even different mediums within that, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then yeah. So I don't think I've bitten on more than I can chew. I just think, you know, I've decided to attempt visual art on a more intermediate mode without having the baseline skills. But I'm not, like, frustrated about it. Like, it's not something that I'm like, oh man, like, this, like, it sucks kind of thing. Like, I'm very aware. I don't know. I have a much more healthier outlook about this than I think I might have in the past. So I think this is probably a good time mentally for me to take on new skills. Because I'm in a lot less of a, like, defeatist, perfectionist mind state about it, which is interesting. But yeah, look at that for personal growth. Go me. God, I feel like I need to have snack time early. I don't know what's going on with me right now. Oh, thank you. Okay. I don't know if that's correct, but maybe it needs to be a bit higher up. Sure. Maybe. Sort of, kind of, maybe. All right. What's another one? Should we try some of these other... See, I really love brackets and things, and, like, turkey tails and, like, chicken of the woods and whatever, but this definitely, like, anything that's... I don't know. Like, this is, like, two... Like, I know that all these are three-dimensional, but I find it easier to draw something, like, portrait mode, I guess. Whereas, I don't know, I just can't get my brain around. I think it's because this is once I get a better understanding of shading, I think. That will then come easier. But, yeah. Because I was trying to do some of these the other day, and I was like, these is not looking like anything. But maybe there's some other ones that we can attempt. Oh yeah, I think I drew this guy the other day. I thought he was cool. Or like this one. Oh, this is interesting. This is an ear pick fungus. And they have like little bristles in there, like prickly and spiky and stuff like that. Though some of these, though, I don't know if I'm able to capture the like essence of them. There's also nothing to say that I can't just keep making... Ew. Cat's like, not for me, fam. But yeah, there's nothing to say that we can't just continue to draw the ones that we've already done. But... yeah, see, I didn't even realize... So this is grassland fungi. And they just like... they're just like narrow little squigglies. And they're just like long... I don't know. They're interesting. Solitary or in small groups. There's just like a couple. They just look like antennas. That seems easy enough. So they are a club-shaped fruit body, the size of a matchstick. The unbranched orange-yellow club is flattened near the rounded apex. and narrow at the base. The spores are more on the smooth side. Interesting. So that would be kind of cool because they're just like these bright yellow things. So that we have the color palette for that. This is something we have the color palette for. So we can just like... They're the size of a matchstick, so I feel like I could almost draw them to scale because they're only going to be so big. And then they get tiny down at the base. Interesting. I'm like, that's, I don't know, they're kind of cute. They're like just little flanges. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like if we draw like, you know, 3 little flanges, cute. So they start skinny at the bottom and then they get like fatter as they kind of come up, and they're like a little bit flatter on the top. I should make this guy a bit longer. Let's have some visual dimension here. Let's do different things. I feel like as much as I don't understand like the fundamentals of drawing, I feel like I at least like have an appreciation for like the composition of an image, where I'm like, you know, there needs to not be like any weird gaps, or like, you know, you should have variations in shapes and sizes of things. I would like to think that I have somewhat, like, I'm sure it's not the best understanding of it, but, you know, there's like a little bit of an understanding. Does this guy get sort of wide enough and then come down? Sure! Who knew? Those are also mushrooms. Yellow clubs. From the Claveraceae family. I'm sure that's not pronounced properly. Let's find a different one. I feel like this is fun too, because I'm just like, oh, what other thing could I attempt to draw? That one's cool. Horn of Plenty, shaped like a trumpet horn. Chanterelle. Bullets are interesting. This one's kind of cool. He's kind of slimy looking though. Ooh, this one's kind of interesting because it's like bright orange at the top and then is like, yeah, it's like a white base with like sort of little dots and things. That could be interesting. bit skinnier, sort of. He does sort of have like the bullet taper, but it's not as like chonky as some of the other ones. Maybe. And this guy is orange, and then there's just like little dots all over him. See, that'll be easy to achieve because they're like little kind of brown or black dots, and so that can just be achieved with pen, which is nice. Interesting. See, the problem is though, now, well, no, maybe I'll be able to. Will I be able to remember this? Because I think it would be fun to write on the back of the keychains the type of mushroom that it is. But that means I gotta remember what mushroom it is. That's okay. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I would like to think that I would be able to remember. So I think ink caps are really cute. I feel like years ago when I first started like noticing mushrooms, because there were so many years that I like just didn't give a shit, but it was only like a few years ago that I actually was like looking for things, and I saw so many. I don't know if it was the exact ones, but just like how these ink caps, like the way that they're textured and they come in these little clusters, I just think they're so cute. They're just so cute. They're like large groups, but they're like large little tiny things. And I just think they're really pretty. And they grow in large groups, so maybe we should just do like a bunch over here. Let's do that. See, I don't know, like, because the plan is to obviously have some of them, like, touch each other and, like, do various, like, depths and things like that, and I never know if it's good to draw, like, all the sort of ones that would be at the forefront or the ones that would be behind and then, like, slowly build back, or if I should, like, start from the corner and, like, work my way forward in terms of, I don't know, like, drawing things. I don't quite know. Oh, I need to stretch my neck. But yeah, because the goal is to just make like a ton of these. And then maybe like, and then connect them all up somehow later on. They're also kind of looking a bit more like bell-shaped, whereas I feel like ink caps, like bonnets look bell-shaped, and ink caps are a bit like more splayed out. From my understanding. I could be completely wrong. So we might fix that. Problem with doing like this sort of more bell-shaped thing is then they kind of, I don't know, I accidentally make them like really pointy on the ends. And that's not what I want. I just want you to not look as bell-shaped, that's all. How's this? Still damp. Coming into the let's cluster these. And then we'll draw them all down, and then I'll hope that I can remember which ones I decided to be like at the forefront of each other. I'll have to figure out how to connect them all too. Yeah, no problem, Aurora. Thank you so much for stopping by. All the fingers and toes crossed that little one does go down for a snooze and that he feels better soon. I always appreciate any moment of time you get to be here. It makes me very happy. Thank you. We are gonna try. We're just gonna keep on enjoying the journey. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And the journey is fungi. The journey is fun with fungi. That is the journey we are on. Hopefully this works. It would be nice to get, again, I don't know if this will be dry. What time? Where are we at right now? Not bad. So we have about like an hour and a half, hour 20. Hopefully this will be dry by then. We probably want it to be fully dry before we start like messing about with it. My apologies. Like, I feel like shadows warming. I'm really struggling with like my like with neck tension and like I don't know if it's like eye strain because I don't think it's affecting my vision at all, but I'm just getting like a lot of really annoying headaches, and I know that they're probably due to like neck tension, so I'm trying really hard to like I think my default is to like curl my shoulders and tip my neck up. And so I think that the muscles on the back of my neck are just like angry at me all the time. So I'm trying to like basically give myself a bit of a chin, like a double chin, to be like, just to stretch these muscles out. To hopefully give my temples and my eyeballs a break, but that's easier said than done, it seems. It's one of those things where I don't ever, like, again, because my eyesight's not impacted by it, I don't know if it's worth making, like, an eye appointment to get it checked out, you know what I mean? Like, or if it's just something I have to go to, like, the doctor about. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think how many more mushrooms we should draw. Because we are going to then connect them all via their stems. We also need to add some like little shade lines as well, because these guys kind of have like little ridges. Wondering if maybe that's too close together or not. Sure, maybe that. This is like a, yeah. Is this a cluster of mushrooms enough? Is this mushroom pack clustery enough for you? And then we just add little lines on all of them. And then we connect them all. Right, I don't think I need my visual reference anymore. I do need to stretch though, because my muscles are angry at me. Do. 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 12. I've been told that you're supposed to hold stretches for like a minute. I know a minute doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're just like standing there not doing anything, you become hyper aware of like how long a minute can actually be. Whoa. Okay, let's connect these mushrooms. Another thing I'll have to, there we go. And I don't necessarily know, like I don't think I want them all to like connect per se. I guess they sort of like connect off the page. The goal is that they're all connecting and growing somewhere in here. Don't know about this guy. Something like that. I think the biggest problem is going to be when we go to ink this after we do any watercolor to it, and I'm going to have to be like, what did I intend here? Where are my line marks? What line marks? Where are my markings? Actually would have been, I definitely need a smaller eraser for some of this, because I think that it would actually make more sense or be cooler to have this mushroom sort of snake in over here. Just to add something a little visually different. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a little bit of a clusterfuck when I go to ink this later. But if I can remember where and what I was trying to achieve, I think it'll look really cool. Okay, two more. There's no way that this line doesn't... Okay. That was a lot, but I think that'll look really cool if I can pull off what I'm attempting to accomplish with this one. Okay, how's this? I think we'll finish, if we finish doing these drawings, I do feel, okay, we're heading out the door, no problem, Kat. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Take it easy. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and a fabulous weekend. Thank you for hanging out. Okay. I do like the idea of this one. This like destroying angel. And it's bright white. And I think it might be a good way to try the techniques of like not painting, like actually keeping some of the space white and seeing what that does. So this one has a bit more. Eyeshadow. Good boy. I feel like this one, it's not necessarily like a spiky cap, it's more of like a rounder looking one. Cool. That was simple enough. Alright, a couple more. This one's kind of cool. Okay, let's try this guy too. The parasol. When it's young, it's shaped like an egg on a stick, but the mature cap is flat apart from a raised dark brown central region that is surrounded by rings of flat brown scales. The long host stem tapers from a swollen base and faints snake-like markings below the movable double ring. Okay. I feel like sometimes I'm reading these descriptions and I'm like, I don't actually know what they mean. I don't actually know what you're trying to say. It might actually be worth doing this one on one of these landscape versions as well. And then it has like a basically a dot in the center. And it has a bunch of gills. So around there. This is kind of looking like a bit of a pie. It's not my intention, but sometimes it happens. need to, again, try to do like a little bit of shading of sorts. Thank you very much, Probrakis. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're keeping cool. Thank you so much. We do need to stretch. Ooh. How has your day been? I hope you're having a fabulous Friday. It cooled down a bit. Thank goodness. I'm glad. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear a cool front, keeping everything at bay. Do some stretches. That's nice. That's still insanely hot, but that's better than 47. Exactly. It's absolutely an improvement. Considering what it was. Absolutely. Now you can breathe at night. Yeah, I can imagine. It actually like cools down in the evening. Yeah, that's amazing. That's the dream. All the fingers and toes crossed, it stays that way. This is hopefully a sign of cooler times. Yeah, because I know the forest fires are absolutely going a little mental there right now. So hopefully this cool front will ease some of that. I don't know if that really did anything. No. 600, that's nuts. That's nuts. Yeah, I noticed. I don't know if it's happening everywhere, but I know like roads. Yeah, right? It's fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. I know that where my friends are planning to get married, that is like roads and stuff. That's currently going through it. But apparently their like location is like the northern part of the island. So none of this stuff has, I think, affected where they're planning to get married. But a lot of places obviously around there, I would assume the air quality is not good. So I'm not sure what that's going to look like for them. It will be interesting, to say the least. Yeah. That's the thing, right? It's like it will be... Because I know here, certain travel agencies have like suspended travel to Rhodes until sort of like the first week of August. Obviously to give people time to hopefully have things settle down a little bit, whether or not that actually happens. Hopefully, though. Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of the hotels and stuff, like, well, in just the general like area, they were showing like before and after photos of like satellite imaging, and it was just, yeah, pretty Pretty grim looking stuff. They caught the 6 guys that set up. Really? That's good. I'm glad. As if there were, that's so frustrating. It's frustrating that it happened, but I'm so glad that they caught them. Yeah. Well, to do something that causes like statewide catastrophe, I'm not surprised that people are getting involved in that level. That they've impacted, or the organization that started the fires is like 100+ organization, and so they're slowly going in and like trying to infiltrate it, sort of thing. That's nuts. The terrorist group, yeah. That's concerning. That's concerning and a little heartbreaking. You hope that there's like... Right, yeah. But... yeah. But no, you just hope that there's like... efforts to deprogram them. A Heath navel. And is this like, were they targeted attacks all around Greece, or was there like a specific start location, or was it like this whole group was like, we're gonna start fires here, 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 and here? I don't know if you know this information. I don't know if they're like slowly sort of like finding out this stuff. I'm just looking for other mushrooms that think all around Greece. Yeah, their efforts to find who's. Yeah. Wow. From Bulls to Athens. Yeah, so they've obviously decided that they were going to attack multiple places. That's really... It's like, from the extent of, you know, trying to fuck shit up, obviously the idea, you know, your ideal scenario is to try to do it from as many places as possible. So that makes sense, but it just, you know... Yeah, that's one way to cause catastrophic damage, for sure. They waited for the perfect conditions. Yeah. That's the thing too, right? Because it's like, it's been so hot there that, like, I think the article that I read where they were like, Greece is literally like a tinderbox right now. So any little thing could sort of set it off. And so they obviously took advantage of that situation. Yes. Yeah, you did. Yeah. Rain so much. Yeah. Yes, you did. I know. It was nuts. Even the fact that you're like, oh yeah, it's nice. It cooled down to 38. And it's like, I know, like, just the sound of that. I'm like, oh God, that's like like, that's not cold, like cooler. But from the temperatures you did have, that must just feel like a dream, you know? Yeah. It's like a basic bitch mushroom, but you need one of those every once in a while, I think. Okay, let's find one more. Okay, let's... Again, just kind of draw. Okay, after this, we're going to... This should be dry. So we're gonna flip everything over, cut it out, and then, yeah, pop them into some keychains, see how that works. We'll try to remember the names of the mushrooms that we attempted to put on there, and then, yeah, to sort of label that this is what it is, kind of thing. And then see if we have time to paint, to do a bit of painting on this one, or if we will call it for today. Again, I still need to get better at like shading and stuff, but I think the concept is there, you know? In theory. Not necessarily an execution, though it looks pretty cute on the camera. It's not bad. The overhead camera hides a multitude of sins, it seems. Okay. There's our next round of mushrooms. But I think now we're gonna go through, and so what we did is just decorated the back of this just to give it something different. Now hopefully, I'm not entirely sure if I lined up, because these are individual little projects. The line marks might not necessarily match up with the line marks of the keychains, but that's okay. We're, you know, we'll see what happens. Just using this to like take some of our pencil eraser shavings. There we go. Okay, so here's the back. This is the front. So these are all of our inked mushrooms. And now we're going to cut them out. Now I probably should use like a straight blade cutter thing. I have one of those, but I also feel like we're going to be chopping and changing a lot of things. Actually, maybe I should go get it. Should I go get it? Yeah, maybe I will. Okay, give me 2 ticks. You can just stare at the mushrooms. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Yes, okay. Did you cause chaos? Absolutely. A little bit of chaos, not tons of chaos. So this is the straight edge, or as straight as possible. I do find that this kind of warps as you put pressure on it, but if we do it gently, it should be okay. So the way this works is we place this down on the line and gently we will cut our little pieces apart, hopefully. Yeah, what sort of chaos did you cause while I was gone? No, I think it was fine. I trust you. I trust you to behave yourselves. Okay, and again, we'll probably have to go in and manually cut things a bit. This popped out. That just proves to me how unstable this is. There we go. Okay, I think we can probably do this a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, or at least, you know, the only thing I've heard about in terms of like when it comes to the death penalty is it actually puts people who have committed crimes out of their misery. So if you think about it, if somebody sits in jail and like rots away, essentially, they're having to sit there and confront what they've done for the rest of their life. Whereas in some instances, if you were just to like enroll the death penalty, that would then, if anything, like then they would no longer, they wouldn't have to like almost sit with the morality of their consequences. I respect that there probably are some people who don't have any, like, whatchamacallit, like, moral compass, so then that might not happen. Yeah. Most of them don't care, they wouldn't do it. I don't know. I feel like, especially when it comes to large organizations of groups of people, I do think that there are leaders and things who are sociopaths, but I also think that there are people who, like, people always wonder why people go off and, like, join cults and stuff, and a lot of times it's because they think that the cult or the group is going to give them something, whether it's, like, emotional, physical, you know, mental fulfillment, whether it's money, whether it's, you know, power, whether it's whatever. And so there is, like, this underlying thing. And so it's almost like, yeah, like, not to say that, you know, I think people shouldn't be punished for doing fucked up shit. I absolutely think that they should be. But I think a lot of times it's more complicated than just, like, a bunch of people who are running around not giving a fuck. I think some of the times the people who are leading those people definitely don't give a fuck, but I also think that there are people who are taking advantage. Unless it's a Tash cult I'm not joining. Yeah, we worked with the powers of fungi. Could you imagine? But yeah, I remember, like, I don't know if I, like, listened to a podcast or whatever, and there were these people who, like, dedicate their lives to deprogramming people that have been in cults, and there's usually, like, an underlying reason why people feel the need to join things, because they're lacking something in their life. And so then it's, like, up to people to sort of, like, if you don't want people running away and joining groups of bad people, you sort of have to address and tackle the underlying, like, systemic issues that cause that to happen. Less of a cult and more of a board game cafe with a theme. That is, like, no truer sentence was ever spoken. You're like, yeah, actually that is 100% what the vibe would be. A board game cafe with a theme. 100%. I love that. That's so funny. And it's so true. Definitely need to, yeah, cut these down some more. But they look cool. So GoFundMe for it's just when that would be so funny. Okay, that one's actually, that's not bad actually. But yeah, unfortunately the tutorial woman was correct in that it seems like pencil lines do not come out of all of the projects, which is a little bit frustrating, but thankfully, I think that there's so much kind of going on these that I don't think it is too noticeable, but I could be mistaken. And then that's the back, which is very cool. All right, one little, there we go, and this guy, I put inside. Yeah, no, because then he'll buy us out and rebrand us to X or some shit. He'll have a tantrum if we don't do exactly what he wants. No, we need to move this down a smidge more. I'm sure he's a sore loser when it comes to video games. Or in, like, in board games and stuff. I bet you, like, when he plays games with friends, like, he has to win or else he, like, throws a tantrum. I need to just cut this the old-fashioned He's a trillionaire, so... Yeah. So he absolutely is actually a big baby. Can confirm. Honestly, right? You're like, that just becomes monopoly money in my brain. Like, that kind of money doesn't even, like, compute to me. I'm like, that's not even real life. Like, it's just, like, I don't even know. Like, Liam will sometimes be like, oh, yeah, like, because the company he works at, like, he'll talk, like, big numbers. And I'm like, all this is just flying right over my head. I don't understand. Yeah, truly. At what point are you like, maybe. Honestly, people like that should be, like, forced to give large portions of their money away. Like, billionaires shouldn't exist, you know what I mean? I firmly believe that. I don't know if it's still the same, but there was a study done that basically looked at, like, people's happiness and, like, fulfillment levels versus money. And I know people say that, like, money can't buy you happiness, but, like, if you're skint, you know, money would definitely help. And I think it was something like 70 grand. Once you start making over $70,000 annually, like, that sort of peaks in terms of your, like, ability to equate happiness with money. Mm-hmm. Nah, that billionaire's still too much. I'm like, I'll maybe let you be a millionaire. Maybe. I think millionaire is where I would cap it. You're allowed to have millions, but billions, it just, everything else goes back into your community. We use it to fix roads. We use it to fix, like, clean water crises, you know? I'd advocate for a max worth of 10 billion people. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. Like, you need to have billionaires so things don't inflate? Like, inflation is just, like, an arbitrary thing. Like, everyone feels like we're just, like, a slave to the market and stuff, but I'm like, people invented the market. You know? So therefore it can change. That's the part I don't understand. When everyone's like, everyone feels like they're like, I don't know. Like, these systems in place that are just, like, someone made them up. So if someone made them up, that means somebody can change them. You know what I mean? Like, why do we have to, why? I don't think it's necessary. And also, if you need billionaires to run your systems, maybe they're shit systems. It's just my 2 cents. Even if the money you're introducing back into the system is just gonna go to fix shit, do you know what I mean? Because people make intense donations to things all the time. People donate tons of money to different things all the time. Even if it enters circulation. Yeah. But that's different. Like circulation, that's yeah, like entering the business. But like people donate, for instance, to like, I don't know, like Warren Buffett will donate to like the Bill and Melinda Gates Fund or something like that. So the money's not necessarily in circulation in like the traditional sense, or is that still in the traditional sense? I'm like, I don't know, I didn't study economics. And isn't it half the time these things aren't even in bank accounts? These are people's like investments, and that's why they have money. It's because of like investment assets. It's not actually just like all sitting there. Like billionaires aren't billionaires because they just are literally sitting on $1 billion, isn't it? Isn't it they're billionaires because like I have a call come out. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Thank you very much for the reminder. We will stretch again. We have a half hour left in stream. I think we will, I don't know what we'll do. We'll finish these little designs. I'm trying to think, because like I feel like I should sign the backs of these. But I don't know if I should just put my initials or if I should put my entire Instagram handle. Maybe, you know, always be promoting yourself, you know? ABP, always be promoting. Okay, I think I just need to stand up for a minute. I think I've been sitting for too long. Maybe that's the problem. Hour in. Oh, geez, Scoob. I need to get more water and take some meds because I feel like I have a headache coming on and I would like to nip it in the bud. So again, BRB friends. Okay. We are freshly medicated. We've refilled our water. Let's hope that that kicks in the next few minutes. Yeah, I don't think it's good that this thing is popping out of the... There we go. It's fine. It's fine. So let's see if we can get... Don't know if we'll get them all in things, because I think I will write something on the backs of them. We also might need to end stream a bit early if my headache starts to get out of control. But we'll see. Hopefully we have taken the things, and so we'll be alright. Okay, we'll cut these. So these ones are done. Here's what we still move this up. It's like right in front of my face, but it's fine. It's all good. Okay, where do we need to jump on all the sides? Oops. Get you out of the way. You are now stuck in there. Let's use a thicker piece to try to get the paper out. There we go. Okay, so now we have the length. Oops. Now you're stuck. To take a little off the top. Okay, there's another one done. So those three are finished. I think the favorite has left and Shadow is pissed about it. 1 second, Shadow. There it is. Okay. Width. Let me just go check on the pooch. Again, BRB. Liam's going to mow the grass, and Shadow would like to join him, but Shadow can't because he can't be contained near the moving blades of... No, Shadow. You can't go outside because you can't be trusted. Yeah, you can't be trusted. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, you stay here. Hello. Yeah, you can't be outside when Liam is mowing the lawn because you're gonna get in the way. Yeah, you are. You're gonna get in the way. Can you give me 15 more minutes? Yeah? Can I have 15 more minutes, please? Is that okay? Hello. Oh, here. Would you like the wrapper? There you go. Oh no, it's all good. Don't apologize to me. I feel sorry for you if you're in a heated argument right now. I hope you will be able to resolve it. That's frustrating. Anyway, economics are very, yeah, no, it's, honestly, I'm aware, I feel like, yes, economics are very difficult. It's not, it's, yeah, it's a complicated thing. I do leave it to the professionals. Yeah. No, I appreciate that, Probacus. Yeah, if you want to send anything, I will warn you, it may very well go right over my head. I may not be able to retain anything that you try to share with me, but I will try my best. But yes, I hope I'll make this for a 3-year-old. It'll be fine. Oh, amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I hope your argument with your future mother-in-law gets resolved. I hope all is okay on that front. Yeah. Oh, I have my best friend fully, her and her husband are fully estranged from his parents now because they were narcissistic, verbally abusive people. So I thankfully have amazing, in-laws, which is good. But I know I am of the minority, I think. I didn't do anything, I just breathe. Okay, I cut this guy too short on one side into... That one's done. Yeah, these ones are all quite short, actually. Ooh, this one actually is the perfect size. Excellent. Cool. Actually, maybe it's... No, it's a good size. Excellent. Yeah. You'll have to have a conversation with your partner about putting boundaries in place or having, like... Yeah, a discussion with them about what they sort of are and are... What they are and aren't allowed to sort of discuss with you. Because it's going to make things very difficult for you to coexist with your partner if you constantly have in-laws breathing down your neck at every turn. Yeah. It will be difficult, especially if your partner is very close with her parents, to have that conversation about your level of involvement with them, or maybe that understanding of like, listen, you're a grown-ass person, you are both grown-ass people, and so you don't need every little bit of involvement from other people. Yes. Oh, 100%. I definitely think that, yeah, you don't have difficult conversations when you're in a heightened emotional state. You take time to breathe and, you know, establish your opening arguments or your opening sort of discussion points with a clear head. Or else, yeah, it could end in disaster. That is for sure. Okay. I think what I want to do is write down the names of the mushrooms and then volume Oppenheimer Volume 2 Greek Edition. Wow. Yeah, exactly. You need to de-escalate that situation in your brain. Okay, 22 221. Okay, maybe. Something like that. I don't know if I want to put, because not all of them, yeah, no, I do actually. Do I want to put the common name and the Latin name? And then I will write my name. There. Wait for that to dry. Erase that. But so, it's sort of like I'm using the example. I'm using the bouquet of weens for as an example. So this is the stinkhorn mushroom cluster, or the Phallus imputicus. And so I've written, obviously I've fucked with the settings on the camera so you can't tell, but I've then written that down and then just wrote like made by Nostalgia Tash on it. So I think that that's, yeah, something like that. It's not too busy. Though maybe people, I don't know, because these are keychains, they're like double-sided, whether or not people want that information on the back of it or not. Or if they just want like a cool design on the back. I don't know. I guess the ones that like I know what they are, because some of them are just like indistinct. I'm trying to find the ones. It's so annoying that these keychains come in a bag of other keychains. Like they're not individually bagged, so all of these are basically scratched, which is a real pain in the ass. This one's not. Now watch these not fit. It could be. These keychains just suck, and we just have to throw them out and get completely different ones, which I wouldn't want to do, but I'm like, if you are not fit for purpose, then what the fuck are we doing here? Because I can't even get this in, and it's just a piece of paper. There we go. Jesus, okay. But yeah, so that's an example of that. But maybe, I don't know, I kind of like that it has the information on the back. I don't know if that's something that everybody would be interested in, but I don't know. I'm not sure, but we'll do that with this round first, and then we'll see. Maybe it's not. But I think it would be cool, because then people could like go off and like look up the type of mushroom and like learn more about it and stuff. I would like to have a component of like education to it. 167. Also known as Canthar albus Sabarius. It also could be It also could be like that the background is too busy for the amount of information that I want to put on it. Maybe not though. Again, we don't know. So basically, I'm just writing the names of the mushrooms in both their like regular, you can't see this because of the autofocus that I've turned off. Yeah, their name, their Latin name, and then just made by, and then, yeah. Because as much as I was thinking of just like signing it regularly, but I was talking to, I think I was talking to Aurora about it, about how sometimes you like buy a piece of artwork and you like don't remember the name of the person right away, or you get like a, you know, a whatchamacallit, a business card with it, but you like throw it out or whatever, and then that way if it's physically written down on, like if my recognizable, you know, online signature in a way is around, like is physically written on the thing, then people will like look for it possibly, or remember to look for it. That is the hope. Just make sure that that's plugged in. But yeah, so that is the idea. And it appears that we are at time today for things. So we got a few down. So that's the initial one that I did. These are the two ones that we now have officially keychained. And I'll finish the rest of those off stream. Yeah. I wish you all of the luck. It will be a big conversation, but it will be a necessary conversation. Because if you don't have these conversations now, like, it's only going to get worse. So you have to have these conversations early, I feel, in order to ensure the success of things. Now, I feel like, I think Saul, because Saul was going through some pain stuff, so he wasn't able to stream for the last little while, but Fridays he does a point-and-click adventure series, and so if he is streaming right now, I think we should go and say hello to him, because he has been going through it. He is online. Perfect. We're going to go say hello to him then. Move this out of the way a little bit so I can get to the thing. Oh, is that what it is? Is it one of those where they don't almost like think you're good enough for their daughter? And so they're like, well, we want you to marry somebody with like affluence and whatever, whatever, whatever. Because that's really shitty of them if they're very like, yeah. You know, you can't dictate who people fall in love with. And if you have this idea of the type of profession or career that somebody's gonna have, then that's like really shitty of them. We're gonna go see Saul. I've put his tag in the chat in case the raid message, unless the raid doesn't take everyone with you, because that sometimes happens. But yeah. I'll see you guys next week. I'm not sure what the plan is. Make sure you're following on either Instagram, or if you're in the Discord, I will post a schedule, and yeah, I'll figure out what I want to do when I get there. Yeah, we're not sure yet, but we have lots of options. So maybe we'll needle felt, maybe we'll do more of this, maybe we'll cross stitch. Who knows, man? We're just out here doing our best, trying new things. I hope my headache goes away soon. Have a good weekend, guys. I will see you later. Bye.
We can amplify our wit. UK folks didn't get to Tash! chums. Way, that's after Tash. Welcome in, welcome in. UK folks didn't get the Kool-Aid Man adverts. I guess no, we didn't. No, I did see the Monkey Island consistency of things the other day. I saw it as well. Meatloaf played it. I got to go through the town. Rather super fun,